Okay, hello, good morning, and it's a beautiful time to be here. We're having the maiden edition of the MSME Africa Enterprise Beat. Here
Yeah.
we'll talk and celebrate the wonderful things that entrepreneurs are doing in Nigeria and in Africa. Like I always say that innovations are beginning to shift our world every day thanks to these entrepreneurs. And today we'll be having a wonderful guest with us, Mr. Segunfunmi Adewale, who will be giving us some insight into entrepreneurship and his entrepreneurial journey. Good morning to you, Mr. Segunfunmi Adewale.
Yeah, good morning, MSME Africa. Good morning to everyone listening, watching all over the world. So glad to be here. It's engaging in this conversation is always a great delight. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, it's such a privilege to have somebody like you join the chat this morning. I have read your profile and there's quite a lot about you. But briefly, because of our time, I'd like you to just introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Segunfunmi Adewale. I'm a multifaceted entrepreneur that cut across from advertising to marketing to communications to project management to event to production to talent management, you name it. So I've over the years of my journey, I've have a lot of touch points at different industry, because at the need arise to some of my customers' requests, some of my clients, they need this, they need that. So in those years of journey, I keep training myself, I keep developing myself so that I can be able to render that solution. I can be able to help customers pay points. So those are what have made me to sojourn in those circle of industries that I've been so far. So, I'm so glad to be here to share my success stories. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I mean, you mentioned something earlier. You introduced yourself as a multifaceted entrepreneur. I mean, doing quite a lot of things from marketing, advertising, and all of that. But how did you start 360 integrated marketing? I would like to know briefly your startup story.
I started as a PR person, as a PR professional, relating with my clients. A lot of times, okay, they want this service, or want to do branding, I venture into branding, or want to do advertising, I venture into it, so that I can be able to meet customer and, we're having so event, okay, can you produce this event? I did a training on it, venture into it. Marketing, that was how the journey took. So far, I'm rendering solutions to my clients. So far, I'm putting smile on their face and giving them their pain points. Those are avenues that made me to move from one industry to the other. You get so. Thank you.
All right, so now, Mr. Segunfunmi, with over 15 years, I mean, your experience spans over 15 years in training. Yeah. Yes. Okay, but what do you consider a stumbling block for MSMEs? What do you consider that challenge? What do you consider a challenge for entrepreneurs, particularly in line of what you do?
Okay, looking at my little years of experience, I would say stumbling blocks are varied. People will say is capital. People will say, oh, is access to investment, access to depending on your brand, depending on your business. Most business, I must be sincere to you, most business needs serious funding. Most business just need the referral to survive. Most business, it's not, and also you have to know the level of the growth level of that business, because you must know, some are startups, some are, some are scalable, that within 1 year they are scalable, some within 6 months they are scalable, some even 5 years they are not scalable. It's not cost. Just but you must understand your growth level in business before you now say, okay, you now want to expand, you now want to scale. In industry like in a normal Nigerian templates, you must always understand so many factors. Government policy can make you to close your business. I must be said to you, climate change, so many things. But one of the things that keep the entrepreneur going is the vision. And then the customers, because when you get feedback from the customers and get those that their review and all those stuff, their testimonial, you want to keep the business running. Nothing will want to stop you. Want to make you to stop that business from running. So I must tell you that answering your question is very, very different business, different templates, as in different business model templates, different industry. And so you can't just say, okay, even me, I struggle several times. You understand? I've closed down a lot of business before that I reopen it when I look, okay, it's time for this business to come alive again. There are some that are scalable. Yeah, I'm not being sincere to you. An entrepreneur must learn to tell themselves the truth. You must learn to tell yourself the truth, because you can't use someone's business model or business timing or business strategy or processes to say, oh, this person is making money, let me adapt what he's doing. No, you have your own unique business model. You have your own unique branding. Your communication, your success story, your storytelling is different from the second brand. I get me. I know what MSME Africa is doing. A lot of people have done it before. A lot of people are still doing it. But what makes MSME Africa to be different was because of that goal, of them seeing themselves that they are unique. So, thank you.
Okay, so I like that you mentioned something about branding there, because I know for products, whether they are tangible or intangible, branding is actually a very key element for a product to survive. Now, but what are those key things that people need to know about branding, and what are those marketing tips that you would give to other entrepreneurs or people who are just starting out?
Okay, thank you for that question. Branding is very vital. When we say to entrepreneur, it's very, very vital. And I always beg entrepreneur to, before you launch out there, you must always brand your products, because that will make them to know the color theme, the look and feel, the color, you understand? The logo itself, the way they create logo nowadays is always font logo, not image, or not icon logo nowadays. You understand? Look at MSME logo, MSME. Yeah, you must understand what is in vogue now that appeals to people. Color theme to appeals to people. You understand? So color theme relate with your business. You can't be saying you are doing I like put it, you are doing let's say medical. You understand? You now want to go and put something that even looking at it, you turn people off. So, branding is key. And then one thing about branding is branding takes a while to sink into people. Not what make them to come on board, to internalize your brand is consistency. When they see consistency in what you are doing, and then, over the years, you've developed. So, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So I would like us to dive also, take this conversation a little bit further. There's a recent report from the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, otherwise known as ARCON, and the report says that the industry loses 120 billion naira annually because production of advertisements and marketing communication materials are done basically outside the country. And now they are seeking to implement a policy to ensure that a minimum, or that at least 75% of these contents are made locally, with effect from January 1st, 2023. Okay, what do you think about this? What do you make of this?
Okay, because looking at because looking at that report, a lot of people are in trying to see, how they can be able to come on and help with the situation. I must be sincere to you. Government need to come out and see how they can do what we call partnership with the industry, in the sense that, let me give you an example. There was a friend of mine, he runs Elevate Media, you understand? I know you've seen some billboard in the CMS bus stop.
Yes, exactly.
let's say, is it few weeks ago, a few months ago, he launched something that, is out of his own business. He positioned a 5 million naira to support startups, giving them space on his platform so that they can advertise. I get him. That's a private individual doing that. So government also can help position all those avenues where they can, entrepreneurs can always, then looking at that report itself is something that I would say the industry itself is taking a cognizant look at it, because losing 120 billion annually to production of advertising, marketing, communication materials outside the countries and all those. That's why I see that there's an enforcement now that, for your advert, you can't use external model, foreign model. So I have to use indigenous model. So many of those things, just in order to make sure that the circle of income is within our country here. And we did that, promoting creative entrepreneurs, promoting a lot of people so that the business can fly. Yeah. So I want to tell you that the government is looking at that report, trying to see how they can work with ARCON, because ARCON is a voice here in Nigeria, and I give kudos to the flagship Dr. Lalekon Fadulako, and he's doing fantastic work. So I believe that government will reach out and also appealing to private individuals. Look at what a lot of people are doing. Look at what let's take a look at what Tony is doing. Supporting entrepreneurs. Look at a lot of foundations supporting entrepreneurs, giving them seed funding and all those stuff. If the government can look at it, okay, I'm giving doing a partnership to give some leverage to say, okay, some of, like, if you look, some entrepreneurs, they have signage outside their shops, outside their workplace. If you can give some leverage, say, okay, I'm supporting you, each of you paying 50,000 per year, and give you 50% off. I get a lot of people who want to venture to say, so God, I pray that God will help our governments. They are listening, they are watching.
All right.
Private individuals who can come to play. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. We will be bringing this to a wrap in a very few minutes. But before we let you go, I'd like you to just tell us briefly, apart from marketing, communication, public communications, advertising, and all of that, tell us fun fact about you.
Yeah, actually, when I'm working is my fun for me. For instance, if I'm working on a project, working on maybe a show or producing a show, working at a show or at the events, it's always fun platform, because privately, I'm always a private person. I can be indoor all day. I'm always a private person. So it's to me, that's more like my own, the way for me to continue my career, to be productive with my creative views. So.
All right, thank you so much for those insights this morning, Mr. Segunfunmi Adewale. Thank you for joining us on Enterprise Beat on MSME Africa.
Yeah.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you, everyone out there. I must encourage you, entrepreneurs, please don't give up. That business can be a multi-billionaire, billionaire, or whatever God can make it.
Business,
Dogged. Keep going. You never can tell. The next person can be your offer. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. This is where we draw the curtains today. Thank you all for joining us. It's been an amazing time chatting with Segunfunmi Adewale. We'll see you again next time for the next session. But don't forget, you can connect with us on our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at MSME Africa.